There is a quiet power inside the words you repeat every single day, a power so strong that it slowly shapes the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you see yourself. You may not always notice it, but your mind is always listening, always absorbing, always turning your repeated thoughts into your reality. The truth is simple. Whatever you keep saying to yourself, your mind begins to accept it as truth. And over time, that truth becomes your identity. This is how change begins, not in one big moment, but in small, repeated whispers that slowly become your belief. If you have ever felt stuck, unsure, or limited, it is not because you cannot change. It is because your mind has been repeating an old story for too long. But today, you are being reminded that you have the power to write a new one. You can choose new words, new thoughts, and a new direction for your life simply by speaking differently to yourself. At first, it may feel strange, even uncomfortable, because your mind is used to the old patterns. But that does not mean it is not working. In fact, this is exactly where the transformation begins. Every time you repeat a new, empowering thought, you are gently guiding your mind in a new direction. You are teaching it to see you in a new light. You are slowly becoming the person you are choosing to believe in. This is not about forcing anything or pretending to be someone else. This is about uncovering the version of you that has always been there, waiting to be recognized. The more you speak it, the more you feel it, and the more you feel it, the more real it becomes. Your mind does not need perfection. It needs repetition. It needs consistency. It needs your patience. So right now, in this moment, allow yourself to open up to a new possibility, a possibility where your words are not against you, but working for you. A possibility where your voice becomes your strength, not your limitation. You are not here by accident. You are here because something inside you is ready to change, ready to grow, ready to become more. And it all begins with something very simple, something very gentle, something very powerful. Speak it, repeat it, and stay with it until one day you no longer feel like you are trying, because it has already become you. Your mind believes what you repeat, even if it is not true at the beginning. And this is one of the most powerful things to understand. The human mind does not always question what it hears again and again. It simply accepts it over time. Think about it. Many of the thoughts you have today were not created by you in one moment. They were built slowly through repetition, through things you heard, things you felt, and things you told yourself again and again. If you keep saying, "I am not good enough," your mind starts to believe it, not because it is true, but because it is familiar. Familiar thoughts feel real, and the mind holds on to what feels real. In the same way, when you begin to say something new, something positive, something empowering, your mind may resist at first because it is not used to it. But that does not mean it will not accept it. With time and repetition, the new words begin to feel familiar. And once they feel familiar, your mind starts to believe them too. This is how your inner world changes. It is not about convincing your mind in one moment. It is about gently showing it a new truth again and again until it becomes natural. Your mind is always listening, even in quiet moments. Even when you are not paying attention, it is taking in your words and shaping your beliefs. So, when you choose your words carefully and repeat them with intention, you are slowly planting new ideas inside your mind. And just like a seed needs time to grow, these ideas need patience and consistency. You do not have to rush this process. You just have to stay with it. Because the more you repeat something, the more your mind accepts it. And the more your mind accepts it, the more it becomes a part of who you are. There is a voice inside you that never stops speaking, a quiet inner voice that talks to you from the moment you wake up to the moment you fall asleep. And most of the time, you are not even fully aware of what it is saying. This inner voice shapes how you feel about yourself, how you react to situations, and how you move through your day. When something goes wrong, it speaks. When you look at yourself, it speaks. When you try something new, it speaks. And over time, the tone of this voice becomes your normal. If it is gentle and supportive, you feel calm and confident. But if it is critical and negative, you begin to doubt yourself, even when there is no real reason to. The important thing to understand is that this voice is not fixed, it is not permanent, and it is not something you have to live with forever. It was created through repetition, and it can be changed the same way. Every time you repeat a thought, you are feeding this inner voice, making it stronger, making it louder. So if you have been feeding it doubt, fear, or negativity, it is only natural that it speaks that way now. But the moment you become aware of it, you gain the power to change it. You can begin to guide this voice in a new direction, slowly replacing harsh words with kind ones, replacing fear with trust, replacing doubt with belief. It may not change overnight, and it may still try to go back to old patterns. But every time you choose a new thought, you are teaching your inner voice to speak differently. And as it changes, you begin to feel different too. You begin to move through life with more ease, more confidence, and more peace, simply because the voice inside you is finally on your side. Many of the thoughts you carry today did not start today. They were formed slowly over time through past experiences, words from others, and moments that left a deep impression on you. Without even realizing it, your mind created patterns from those moments, and these patterns became your automatic way of thinking. You may have learned to doubt yourself, to expect less, or to believe that things will not work out, not because it is true, but because it was repeated and reinforced again and again. These old patterns can feel very strong, almost like they are a permanent part of you, but the truth is, they are not fixed. They are learned, and anything that is learned can be changed. The first step is simply to see them clearly, to notice the thoughts that come up without judging yourself for having them. When you become aware of these patterns, you create a small space between you and the thought. And in that space, you have a choice. You can continue repeating the old story, or you can gently begin to introduce a new one. This does not mean you have to fight your old thoughts or push them away. It simply means you stop giving them all your power. Instead, you begin to shift your focus towards something more supportive, something that helps you grow. At first, the old patterns may still feel stronger, but that is only because they have been practiced for so long. With time and repetition, the new thoughts begin to take their place. Slowly, the old patterns lose their hold on you, and a new way of thinking starts to feel more natural. You begin to respond differently, feel differently, and see yourself in a new light. This is how you break free, not by forcing change, but by gently and consistently choosing a new direction for your mind. Now it is time to begin speaking new truths into your mind. Not the old thoughts that keep you small, but new words that support the life you truly want to live. This is a simple step, but it is very powerful. You start by choosing words that feel right for you. Words that reflect the person you are becoming, even if you do not fully believe them yet. You might say, "I am growing every day," "I am worthy of good things," or "I trust life to support me." At first, these words may feel unfamiliar, and your mind may try to question them, but that is okay. You are not trying to force belief in one moment. You are simply planting new seeds. Every time you repeat these new truths, you are giving your mind a new direction to follow. You are slowly replacing the old patterns with something more supportive and more empowering. The key here is consistency. It is not about saying it once and expecting instant change. It is about coming back to these words again and again in a calm and gentle way. You can repeat them in the morning, during quiet moments, or whenever you notice your mind going back to old thoughts. Over time, these new words begin to feel more natural. They start to fit you better, like something you have known for a long time. And as they become familiar, your mind begins to accept them as truth. This is how your identity begins to shift, not in a sudden change, but in a steady and quiet transformation. You do not need to rush this process or make it perfect. All you need to do is keep speaking these new truths with patience and trust, knowing that with every repetition, you are becoming more aligned with the person you are choosing to be. The words you speak are powerful, but the feeling behind those words is what gives them life. When you repeat a thought with emotion, your mind accepts it more deeply because feelings make the message stronger and more real. If you say something with no feeling, it may stay on the surface, but when you begin to feel even a small connection to your words, something starts to shift inside you. You do not need to force strong emotions or pretend to feel something you do not. You simply need to allow a gentle sense of belief, a small spark of hope, or even a quiet willingness to accept a new possibility. For example, when you say, "I am becoming more confident," You can pause for a moment and imagine what that might feel like, even if it is just a tiny glimpse. That small feeling is enough to begin the process. Over time, as you keep repeating your words and allowing yourself to feel them, the connection becomes stronger. Your mind and your emotions start to work together, and this is where real change begins to happen. It becomes easier to believe, easier to trust, and easier to stay consistent. Even on days when your feelings are not strong, you can still continue, because the habit you are building is more important than the intensity of any single moment. The key is to stay gentle with yourself, to not judge your progress, and to keep allowing your words and your feelings to slowly come together. As they do, your inner world begins to change in a deeper way, and what once felt like something you were trying to believe slowly becomes something you truly feel and live. There comes a point where you begin to not only say the words and feel them, but also live them in small and simple ways. And this is where your transformation becomes stronger. Acting as if it is already true does not mean pretending or forcing yourself to be perfect. It simply means allowing your actions to gently match the new belief you are creating. If you are telling yourself that you are confident, you might start by making small choices that reflect that, like speaking a little more clearly, standing a little taller, or trusting your decisions just a bit more than before. These small actions may seem simple, but they send a powerful message to your mind. They tell your mind that this new belief is not just words, it is something real that you are beginning to live. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions start to align, the change becomes deeper and more natural. You no longer feel like you are trying so hard, because your behavior starts to support your belief. It is important to remember that you do not have to change everything at once. Even the smallest step in a new direction is enough to create momentum. Each time you act in a way that supports your new identity, you are strengthening it. You are showing yourself that this version of you is possible, and more than that, it is already beginning to exist. Over time, these small actions build confidence, and that confidence makes it easier to continue. Slowly, without pressure, you begin to move through your life in a way that reflects the person you are becoming. And before you even realize it, what once felt like effort starts to feel natural and true. As you continue this practice, there may be moments when doubt appears, when your mind questions if this is really working, or when you feel like nothing is changing. This is a normal part of the process, and it does not mean you are doing anything wrong. Your mind is simply adjusting to something new, and it may try to return to what feels familiar. In these moments, the most important thing you can do is stay steady and not give up on the new path you have chosen. You do not need to fight the doubt or feel frustrated by it. You can simply notice it and gently return to your words. Trust does not always come instantly. It grows slowly through consistency. Even when you cannot see the results, something is still happening inside you. Your thoughts are shifting, your patterns are changing, and your mind is learning in the background. Just like a seed grows beneath the surface before it becomes visible, your transformation is taking place quietly within you. If you keep going, if you keep repeating your new truths with patience, you will begin to notice small changes, maybe in how you react, how you feel, or how you see yourself. These small changes are signs that the process is working. So instead of looking for quick results, focus on showing up for yourself each day, even in a simple way. Stay committed to your words, stay gentle with your progress, and remind yourself that real change takes time. The more you trust the process, the easier it becomes to continue, and the easier it becomes for your new beliefs to fully take root in your mind. Over time, something beautiful begins to happen. The words you once had to repeat with effort start to feel natural, and the person you were trying to become slowly becomes who you are. You begin to notice small but powerful changes in the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you respond to life. Situations that once made you doubt yourself no longer have the same effect, and the voice inside you starts to sound more supportive, more calm, and more certain. This is the moment where your new beliefs are no longer just practice, they are becoming your identity. You start to trust yourself more, you feel more at ease, and you carry a quiet confidence that does not need to be forced. It feels real because it has been built slowly, step by step, through your consistency and your patience. You may even look back and realize how far you have come, how the thoughts that once felt so strong have lost their power, and how a new way of thinking has taken their place. This transformation is not loud or sudden. It is gentle and steady, but it is very real. You are no longer trying to change. You have changed in a natural way. And as you continue to live with these new beliefs, you begin to attract different experiences, make different choices, and move in a direction that feels more aligned with who you truly are. This is what happens when you stay committed to your words, when you trust the process, and when you allow yourself the time to grow into the person you have been speaking into existence. And now, just take a quiet moment and notice how you feel, because something inside you has already begun to shift. You have started a new conversation with yourself, one that is kinder, stronger, and more aligned with the life you truly want. Remember, this is not about being perfect. It is about being consistent. The words you speak today may feel small, but with time they grow into beliefs, and those beliefs shape your reality. So keep going, keep repeating, and keep trusting, even on the days when it feels slow. You are not forcing change, you are allowing it, gently and naturally. Every time you speak these new truths, you are choosing yourself, you are supporting your growth, and you are becoming someone who believes in their own power. Stay with this practice, return to it daily, and let it guide you into a calmer, more confident, and more peaceful version of yourself. And if this message resonated with you, take a moment to like this video. Share your thoughts in the comments. Share it with someone who might need it. And subscribe to the channel for more content like this.